my hood rats, my Battlefield community. What's the best part of Battlefield? Is it the weapons, the maps, the modes? Me personally, I think it's none of that. The best part of Battlefield has almost nothing to do with Battlefield. Nope, not at all. For me, it's something else. Well, Hannibal, what the hell's the best part? Something that isn't necessarily obvious. Because I make content, I'm often scanning the socials to see what folks are talking about in regards to this game, or any game for that matter. I often treat these recon missions as another layer of checking for new and upcoming updates, game release dates, seasonal drops, even Twitch drops.
That's a bit excessive, ain't it?
And oftentimes it's like this when wading through the comments. Like Jesus, sometimes I feel like I need to recite LL Cool J's version of Psalm 23 from Deep Blue Sea before I end up in the threads.
I'm trying to figure out why we haven't got any points yet.
Before there was the social media and internet that mutated to what we know today, the biggest argument wasn't about TTK, TTD, or your score per minute, or your win rate, or your settings, or your weapon build, or whatever the current best way to play is supposed to be. Nope. It was literally boiled down to two things: Battlefield versus Call of Duty.
Just wait till they're the end of it. All hell's gonna break loose.
Which game was better? Yes, Lord, simpler times. The good old days. And within that debate, there was an underlying premise. That premise was what was best about the two games.
I still like the name Smoke Recon.
Whether you were Team Battlefield or Team Call of Duty, for the majority of us, the best part happened before the match even started. It happened when the workday is finally over, the house begins settling down, you put on the headset, and the familiar names started appearing online. The boys were starting to come online. For Call of Duty, it was the ever-famous, where we drop it, boys? For Battlefield, it started with a roll call. Who was on? Who's on their way? Sharing messages through whatever service was being used about another clan member or platoon member's attendance info. They'll be on after dinner. Can't make it tonight, we'll be on tomorrow. Incoming reports that they forgot to update the latest patch and will be ready in 10 minutes. Hang tight, give me 2 minutes. Or, go ahead and start, I'll catch up shortly. This was a typical start to the evening for a great many of us. I wonder if we took that for granted then. And this was just the beginning of the night.
All right.
I mean, come on, we had full-time jobs. Families that took priority first, and then we played, if the schedule allowed. Some of us got our gaming fix for about an hour, some longer. We made plans for the following night near the end of playtime. Some even went for plans with the upcoming weekend. But once we were in, we fired up our favorite mode, selected the tools of the trade we wanted to mess with, and went ham. Some of us had rented servers and the platoon hopped in to fill the entire team. We had clan wars. We broke off into squads and hit other modes. We laughed and carried on throughout the session. We talked mad shit to one another, at one another, and at other players. We spoke out loud our mad plan to take an objective as we were executing said plan. We fist pumped when it worked and we laughed when it didn't. Masters of the gaming universe. For a while, anyway. Until eventually, one by one, we wound down. It was getting late. Gotta get up extra early in the morning, fellas. Uh-oh, the baby's crying. Gotta go. It's been a long day, but this session was great, as always, guys. And we'd start logging off, one by one. Even if the matches were lost, we enjoyed ourselves. A big reason for that enjoyment was the company we were keeping.
Hey, Lou.
Yeah, I was the one who said get out of there, and I was the one who fucking died. I was in the street, and the fucking building fell on me.
Teaching by example.
Died right in my face.
I was like, sure thing.
We joined the platoons and the clans for various reasons.
Anybody need ammo? I got it.
It could be getting clan perks, like in the Division 2. It could be to not play with randoms. Whatever the reason, we eventually made friends. A little community within the larger community, if you will. This is where I've mentioned before, where we started learning real names, birthdays, anniversaries, vacation schedules, ups and downs of our platoon members, kids' names, spouses' names. Hell, sometimes the spouses shouted at us. Hell, sometimes the spouses called us by our God-given names.
You a real one, son.
And it all started with firing up a video game and being squatted up with some guys in that game. And more often than not, it wasn't a tournament. We weren't testing anything. Nobody was trying to prove a point about the game we were in. And most of the time, it was just a handful of average guys, average players. Casual players getting online after a long day and seeing what kind of trouble we could get ourselves into. And somewhere between the first terrible decision and the final match that absolutely wasn't supposed to happen, we simply had some of the best times ever online. Some things change, some things stay the same. Recently, games have become, shall we say, debates. Taste and preference are now all of a sudden objective instead of subjective. You need your spreadsheets now. It's now all about the
The 2
milliseconds.
times that I've been down,
Well, that seems to suck the fun out of everything.
caused by falling shit.
And some things haven't changed. Most of us aren't loading Battlefield at the beginning of our day. We're showing up after work, after dinner, after dealing with kids, spouses, appointments, bills, repairs, phone calls, and whatever fresh bullshit adulthood decided to manufacture. We still may only have 2 or 3 hours, sometimes less.
Hold on, Smoke, I'm coming.
And in my opinion, nobody wants to spend those hours feeling like they're reporting for another shift. Nope. We want to fire up the game, roll call our friends' list roster, hop into a match, and shoot things. And honestly, that sounds like way more fun than opening an Excel spreadsheet and calculating down to the millisecond how many rounds it takes to produce the right amount of damage from a 45-degree angle downwards while in mid-jump. Or I need to then calculate the amount of joules it'll take to contort my hands to apply a specific ounce of pressure on my keyboard
Somebody
to do a
get me the
combat
grape.
roll while swapping to my sidearm to pop
Back,
one
back.
round into a second target because I adjusted some calories from my reserves to move my right eye just ever so over to the side, watching some random mag dump into the second target, and I can finish him off with that one round from my pistol before I move on and John Wick another squad wipe. And carpal tunnel syndrome and arthritis be damned. I mean, shit, don't get me wrong. That's impressive, but fuck me,
down.
it's exhausting.
Ah,
I'm
the
tired
elevator.
from writing that out and speaking it out
Big
loud.
thing above you.
Nap time, old man.
God damn it. Yeah. I was shooting at him.
Yeah, I'm full pink.
Now, I was a bit disappointed when Platoons didn't launch when Battlefield 6 launched, or shortly thereafter.
High, one low.
I was in some great platoons at Battlefield 3 and 4. I was a member of Old Crusty Bastards. Or maybe they were crusty old bastards. Can't remember exactly now. Anyway, they had a platoon icon that looked like this. And they had 2 divisions. One for over the age of 30 and one for under 30. And these were some of the best guys I have ever played with. At the time, I barely had 2 hours of game time a day if I was lucky. Full-time job, wife had a full-time job, half a dozen kids, all of them in school. Had to get up early the following morning. Adulting. And video games and the clans I was in, they gave me the escapism I needed and something to look forward to the next day while I was grinding away at work. What was really great for me about those long ago days was there was no optimization, no investigation, no grand lesson in sterile meetings that could have been an email about stats. Unlocking attachments and weapons was cheered on by the platoon members. Finally getting a kill streak, even just once, was recognized. Winning a match was met with whoops and hollers and good job, boys. Yep. Just the guys finally getting online. Roll call. Where's our fearless clan leader? Where's Gunkmaster? Haven't seen him on in a few days. Where are we going, boys? And as usual, the first mistake of the night was allowing us to make a plan. When Battlefield 6 didn't launch with Platoons, I created a homemade one in my Discord server. Every day, people log into it. We catch up. Someone arrives late. Sometimes someone is already playing, waiting for the rest of us. We ask who wants to do what. And sometimes we wait on someone who has the inevitable technical or logistics issue. Someone's mic isn't working. Someone's AFK without issuing a warning. Ugh. Hang on, the baby started crying as soon as I logged in. Let me see what that's all about. Sorry I'm late, fellas. Wife had weird questions. I'm here, but don't know how long I'll have. Hang on, I got updates. And stay on that for a minute, will you? Think about it. I got guys hopping on the Discord and they may not even be ready to play yet. They saw the boys were online and immediately jumped in, ready or not. The boys are online. Every squad has an unofficial arrival process. I get it. Some people show up ready. Some people show up eating. Some people enter the room halfway through a conversation and immediately behave as though everyone else needs to catch them up.
I'll come up to the front on 3 paint.
And there's always one person who says they'll be ready in 5 minutes. That person is oftentimes lying his ass off. But the boys are online. But once we're all together, getting everyone into the same server should be the most difficult part of the evening, right? It's usually not. The first match often becomes the squad's collective warm-up. Aim is a bit rusty tonight, guys. Classes are wrong. Somebody forgot their controls, or the latest patch messed them up. Communication is scattered, mostly because of transition from adulting to escapism, and the wife still has weird questions. Everyone is still finishing earlier conversations. And the squad just simply makes early mistakes. First match of any gaming night can occupy a very special category for us. If it goes well, it counts. If it goes badly, everyone silently agrees that it was merely a systems check. Nobody had warmed up. The teams were uneven. The map was wrong. Mercury was apparently in retrograde. There are procedures. No, it was never us. That was heresy, folks. No, it was all just the bullshit's fault. Yeah, that sounds right. And then for approximately 45 seconds, we looked like people who knew what the hell we were doing. That brief display of competence gave us a false sense of confidence. And man, in our Discord, confidence is rarely a positive development. Someone says, hang on, I got a plan. Wait, Hang on, who proposed it? Who misunderstood it? Who the hell ignored it? Who became overly committed? Who warned anyone?
I'm down behind you.
Who was blamed afterward? A good battlefield plan should be simple enough that 4 adults can understand it, right? Did the plan meet that requirement?
Oh my god, where the fuck did he come from?
He just fucking slid in past us and shot us.
Perhaps it survived. Sloppy, but it survived.
Take that shit out.
Maybe it did not survive because it didn't register with the other 3 adults. But let's say the plan works. Maybe not spectacularly, but it works.
Fuck that.
Nothing about that improved our statistics. Nothing about it changed the outcome of the match. But it became the thing we talked about for the rest of the evening. I have a clip somewhere where a platoon member and I were hunkered down in a dumpster trying to take over the Bravo capture point in the first sector of New Sobek City. It should have absolutely not worked. And the opposing team finally figured out what we were doing and tried to jump in and wipe us out. It was a bit ridiculous. But it worked. It shouldn't have. But it did. And we laughed about it for like 3 days. And that is where an ordinary match starts becoming something else to some of us. Because nobody in our platoon was going to remember the scoreboard, but everybody was going to remember that dumb shit we just pulled off in the dumpster. I've made some good friends here on my channel and in Discord. My Discord especially has become like a modern garage or bar, poker table, or front porch. Some friendships exist primarily through headsets but remain completely real. The game gives everyone an activity, so conversation doesn't need to be forced. People could disappear for days and immediately resume the relationship when they return. And the older I get, the more I understand that friendships don't always end because something happened. Sometimes, life simply removes the places where those friendships used to happen. People change jobs, families move, schedules stop lining up. Everyone becomes busy enough that seeing one another requires an act of Congress. For us, the Division, Battlefield, Tarkov, Gray Zone Warfare, these became those places. The map changes. The game changes. Sometimes the franchise changes in ways that make us all question its adult supervision. But when the familiar voices arrive, the room still feels familiar. When we get together, someone finishes another person's thought. Someone's telling an old joke. We learn to figure out exactly who caused a disaster before anyone actually admits it. There's genuine laughter. Somebody's always checking on another member. But every good night eventually reaches the same problem. Everyone knows it's time to leave, and nobody wants to be the first person to really say it. One more match is not a measurement of quantity. Not for us, anyway. It is a ceremonial phrase we use when acknowledging that tomorrow's problems have been identified and temporarily rejected. But the final match also has rules. If it ends too quickly, it doesn't count, just like the first match going badly. If it goes badly, nobody wants to end on that. If it goes well, everyone wants to see whether we can do it again. And this is how one more match becomes a hostage situation. All of a sudden, it's after midnight. No shit, I gotta get up at 5 hours. The platoon works together pretty well. Someone makes a save, everyone shares a laugh, the match ends closely or nowhere near close.
Bro, there's
The
no
group
way they can
momentarily looks coordinated.
They can't fucking see me.
The best part of Battlefield isn't Battlefield. Not to us, anyway. Battlefield gives us the map. It gives us something to do, something to chase, and occasionally something new to complain about. But the reason game times like this matter is the room. It's hearing the familiar names arrive. It's the terrible plans. The unnecessary risks. The conversations and banter that continue across 3 matches because nobody remembers how they started it. Eventually, everybody signs off. The Discord gets quiet. Tomorrow, we return to being responsible adults. Or, at the very least, convincing people that we are. But for a few hours, the guys were online. And my dudes, don't dismiss that as casual sentiment or something simply too obvious to matter. Familiarity doesn't make it insignificant. Hanging with the boys has tremendous value. Now, platoons are slated to come back to Battlefield in Season 5. And I'm glad, but to me it's simply an official declaration, as I've had a platoon since launch. Now it's about making it grow. It's about adding to the roster more players who enjoy that sort of thing. Average player? Fine. Casual player with a weird work schedule? That's cool. A grinder with hyper-focused goals and execution? Okay, we take those too. So don't sleep on platoons, guys. When they officially launch, consider joining them. You never know. You might make a friend or two. And when you see the boys are getting online, you'll get that extra boost you want to log in and jam. But remember, you certainly don't need spreadsheets to have a good time. So are you in any clans or platoons? Were you before? Are you still in one from way back? Did your platoons or clans give you experiences you still talk about today? Did they give you just one more reason to log on and stay on, even well past the time you should have logged off? Drop your answers downstairs in the place we call the comment section. Hopefully mop level 4 isn't required. Feel free to name drop your clan or platoon if you're an active member. Name drop the ones you used to be a part of. And if you're looking for one, well, shit, my Discord is always open. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's Friday. Go enjoy. And until the next one, out.